Hello, students, and anyone else who may be watching from home. This is Mr. Borges, and we're back in TinkerCAD working on our next project, the ruler. Right, take a look at the picture. This is what we're going for. Right? We're trying to make a precise measuring instrument. So we're going to be extra careful about making sure we're getting things on target. And you can see, right, these are indentations in our ruler. So those are going to be holes. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to read the directions because we always read the directions. While it's fun to create things at any size you wish, sometimes you need to measure an exact distance. In this lesson, we will learn to create an accurate ruler that measures centimeters. Let's start by adjusting the snap grid in the lower right corner of the editor. We're going to change it from 1.0 millimeters to 0.25 millimeters. Great. We're going to drag a work box. Let's see, we're going to drag a box onto the work plane here. And going to scale it. We're going to scale its height to 2 millimeters, and we're going to scale its length here to be 60. The width's already 20, but make sure you get this thing on target. Is that on target? You can't really tell. You're going to have to get in. Look, I'm off. You're going to have to get a different view and make sure that you're on target with these things. Okay, looks good. Next, I'm going to drag a cylinder onto the work plane. Going to scale its height here to be 60 millimeters, and its diameter is going to be 2. So we're going to change this to 2 and 2. And I'm not going to really bother putting this on target because the very next thing we do is move it. So now we're going to rotate the cylinder. I'm going to grab the rotation handle up here on the top. We're going to rotate it, and I'm going to hold down Shift so that it snaps to 45, 0, 45, 90. That's what we're going for. I can let go. And then I'm going to grab this lift handle here, and I want to bring this down to the work plane. Right? So what I'm going to do, though, is now that I've clicked on the lift handle, I'm just going to click on the height above the work plane here and just type in 0. Exactly what I wanted. Now we're going to get this a little closer to the target. And then what I'm going to do is, actually, let's get it on target. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this. Copy and paste the cylinder. So copy and paste the cylinder. And then we're going to put this cylinder also on target. Let's see what we're doing. And there we go. That looks pretty good. So when this is done correctly, the cylinders in the box shape here should be flush on this side and also on this side. All right, and you can see my cylinder looks like it's just a tiny bit off, doesn't it? A little bit off target. So there we go. And check it up on the other side. Looks really good, right? Take a close look at these things, right? Part of what we're doing here in TinkerCAD with drafting any type of computer-aided design is we need to be precise. We need to give attention to detail. All right, next. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to get out a roof shape. Get out the roof shape. And what we're going to do is we're going to scale our roof shape so it has a height of 2 millimeters. Height of 2 millimeters, has a width here of 1 millimeter. That's going to be part of how we're measuring things with our ruler, right? We're going to be measuring things in centimeters, but we're going to have 10 millimeters per centimeter. So this is, we're building right now the millimeter we're going to measure things with. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I think we're on target here. And then going to get another piece. Okay, so this one, the directions don't really tell you, but it's slightly below the work plane. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out another roof. There's that roof shape. Get another roof shape. I'm going to scale the height again to be 2 millimeters. I'm going to scale the width here again to be 1 millimeter. And then this one's going to be, click it, there it is. It's going to be 6 millimeters long. And we're going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it and then put it on target. So I'm going to grab the rotation handle and I can get it, the rotation handle, and then I'm grabbing that rotation handle. There we go. And then you can hold down Shift, and it'll snap to certain angles we want 180. I'm going to put it on target. There we go. Right? And see, this is something that my students do a lot. They're like, oh, it's off target. And then they're like, oh, I want to move it so it looks like it's on target. Okay, that looks great now. And then they go on to do something else and like, whoa, wait a second. That's not even close. Oh, I must have messed up. So then they're like, okay, we'll put it on target now. Okay, now that looks really good. And they're like, whoa, that's not even close. Right? It's an illusion, right? That's happening because you're trying to work in 3D and you're assuming these two things are the same height above the ground. They're not. Right? And so sometimes it looks right from one direction. That's why it's so important you look at things from different directions. Okay, we're lowering this 1 millimeter, and now we're going to be able to get it on target. If you're ever not sure, sometimes it helps to just look at things straight from above, because that's going to be able to help too. Give you an idea of what's going on. All right. There we go. We're going to click onto the next slide. Now we're going to copy and paste this. So we're going to hold down Alt and move this roof shape. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adjust it's supposed to be 3 millimeters. And that's going to put me off target up there, which is fine. We're going to move back to target. There we go. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to hold down Alt and move it again. Now I've got 2. I'm going to drag a box around these 2 and then hold down Alt when I move it again. And now I've got my 4. Make sure they're on target. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my box around all 4. I accidentally, nope, I didn't get that long one. And then hold down Alt and move them again. And make sure they're on target while you still have them all selected. Because I can move them all together still now with the arrow keys. So get them on target. Now it's looking pretty good. So we're going to go on to the next slide. And we're just making a bunch more copies. This is easy mode, you guys. If you're doing this the way I'm teaching you, this is easy mode. If you're trying to get out a new roof every single time and adjust this to be 2 millimeters tall and 1 millimeter wide, yeah, you're going to hate this project. You'll hate me for assigning it. But what I'm trying to show you is, for a project like this, I can draw a rectangle now around all of these pieces. I'm going to hold down Alt and move them, and I get a new one. Right? And it took like 1 second to finish it up, and make sure that you're on target. See, I'm a little bit off target with that one. Use the arrow keys to fix it. There we go. Although this was an extra, so I didn't need that. Now we're going to do the same as what we just did there. We're going to draw a rectangle around all these. And I want to go the other way. Hold down Alt and move it to here. Make sure that it's on target. A little bit off there. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 at once. Draw a rectangle around everything we got. Hold down Alt. Well, not the box. Hold down Alt and then move it. Get it on the target here. Now I accidentally got a couple of extra roof shapes, but that's fine. They're just going to be inside themselves. If you don't like that, you can get rid of it. But there we go. These 2, there's an overlap of them, but they're exactly inside their own selves, so it's not hurting anybody. And then I'm going to get one last bit. Hold down Alt and move this onto here. Make sure that it's on target. There we go. That's the idea. I really didn't take very long at all if we're working smart. And that's what I'm trying to teach you to do. Let's go ahead and click Next. Now we're going to move everything. All right, now that everything is the proper scale, we're going to select all the roof shapes and move them to. Now, I don't know what the instructions here are goofed up a little bit. All these bottom ones are supposed to be holes. All these top ones are not supposed to be holes. So what we can do is just drag a rectangle around everything. Trim them all to be holes. Everything to be whole. That's not what we want. But now we're going to draw a rectangle that just passes through these top ones and set them back to be solid. So that's one way that we can do it. Now we want to move all of this. So we're going to select it all and then move it on to the target over here. And we're going to have to lift it 1 millimeter above the, I think it's 1 millimeter, is it? 1 millimeter above the work plane. Actually, you know what? I think that is it, and then we get it on target. That looks good. Now, when we group all of those holes we just put in there are going to be the little surfaced, like they're going to be the little cutouts in the ruler. Okay, next. I'm going to grab some numbers. So we go to our basic shapes and change that now to text and numbers. Scroll down to page 2, and then we're going to get out a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, and a number 5. And then we're going to make sure they're all on the targets. So here's our 1. Using the arrow keys. If you guys haven't picked up a mouse, if you're not using a mouse, I did a favor for you, right? So I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but I'm trying to make sure that you take advantage of this, right? I went and got a mouse for you. It's in the office over at the school right now, or maybe in the library. I'm not sure exactly where they put them. But I gave them to the librarian and told her, and she said she's going to get everybody who wants a mouse can come pick up a mouse. Then I went and talked to her the other day. She said nobody had come pick up nobody had come to pick up a mouse yet. So come on, you guys. Doing this stuff with TinkerCAD without a mouse is hard. I don't do this. I'm using a mouse. I want you to use a mouse too. Come pick one up. Okay. Now we're going to select all the numbers and shapes. I do a rectangle around them all, and we're going to scale them all together. So I'm going to grab this scale handle. They're suggesting you hold down Shift. And the reason why is, look, I'm going to not hold down Shift. See, I can like stretch and squish them all weird like this. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to do a perfect squish. I'm trying to scale them so that they're identical, just smaller. So I'm going to undo what I just did. When you hold down Shift, when you move something, see, I can't do a squish. It's always a perfect scale, right? I can't even squish them anymore. So anyways, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're doing. And this way, they're all going to be scaled. Holding down Shift again, this way they're all going to be scaled to be the same size. I think that is pretty darn close. I'm having trouble getting any closer than that, but I think that is pretty darn close. And that's going to be close enough for what we're doing. Okay, let me go next. And now I'm going to take these numbers. Oops, did you see that they're too low? We're going to have to actually raise them. So let's select them all, grab our lift handle, and we're going to lift them. Let's lift them above the work plane. I think it looks like 2 millimeters to me. I'm not 100% sure. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think that's about right. And that instruction is not over here either. Move the numbers to their marked locations. Right? Okay, well, part of moving them sometimes is going to be lifting them. But did you see how I lifted them all together? I'm going to try to spend time lifting them all one at a time when I don't have to. I'm trying to do all the same thing with them, right? So let me get the 2 on target. There we go. Let me get the 3 on target. So what I'm doing right here, I want to see the 4 over there. I'm using the middle mouse button. I'm doing a middle mouse click and drag. And that's tricky to do on a touchpad. Go pick up one of those mics I left for you. Middle click, move and drag. Okay. Now I've got everything selected here. And I think that throws stars on this page. We're not actually done. What I want you to do is go ahead and group everything. So we're going to select everything here and click group. Once we've done that, you're going to be able to see the little grooves that it made in our ruler with the little holes made. And so we can be able to use this. Each one of those was 1 millimeter. Remember, that's how we picked that. So you're going to be able to use this to measure stuff. All right. That's it for this one, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.